What we're seeing as we go through this evolution is how important learning as you go is, seeing how you need to invest differently or what you need to design and adapt on, and then learning for that to then improve the next process that you go through. The organisation, when I joined it in 2014, had a setup which is very traditional INGO structure. What we've now done, and the journey that we've been on, is to change that model, to look at HelpAge evolving to become a very different organisation that delivered solely through partners. What we looked at was what we felt was the right way to carry out development. And for us, that is about ensuring that those in the communities are driving the change they want to see within their environment. What was most important was having local actors who have grown up in that context, who can really help with that knowledge, design and develop and take forward the programs to achieve effective, sustainable change. And what we're doing is assessing whether there is the functioning civil society there that's focusing on older people to work in that country. Where there isn't, we're then going to transition our country offices to become independent local INGOs. For instance, in Pakistan, we did an assessment in 2019. We looked at the context and we saw that there was no national player focusing on older people.
I think in every context, you have to select the best model for the nationalization or localization. In the last flood, we identified 5 local organizations who in the different geographical area, and we developed a partnership with them and we implemented our projects through those local partners. One of the issues with the local partners is they have their specific scope where they identify already some communities or the geographical areas where they have to work. So aiding the older people's issues within their scope, it takes some time.
Once it has the required registration, the required capacity, then we'll transition all of HelpAge International Pakistan's programs over to Syed.
The new entity, I don't think it will be able to respond to every emergency in every corner of the country. But with those local organizations who are sensitized and trained, we will be able to respond to the needs of the older people.
There's been a lot of rhetoric about localization, about shifting the power, but actually since 2015, when this first really started to gain some momentum after the World Humanitarian Summit, we're not seeing real effective change in how donors expect the programs to be managed, how donors support the costs of organizations to effectively deliver them, and also how donors fund local organizations.
More funding shall be available to local entity. At the moment, most of the funding are channelized through the INGOs. If we shift towards localization or shift of power, the local entities can do decisions very quickly and timely, especially in the case of emergencies. It gives them a chance to work as per their priorities. It also gives them a chance to share their knowledge. It's not only the INGOs who are sharing the knowledge, but the local entities have a lot of experience.
We've had to learn internally that you have to have trust and confidence in local partners, and that you really have to further develop the mechanisms to allow them to freely work with an understanding of their culture, the ways that they operate, and with an understanding of the resources that they have, because they're the ones that are driving the change. If you're constraining them from the offset, that is going to stop them being as effective as possible and therefore limit the opportunity to have the impact for the vulnerable group that you want to.